Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Globalexpress with Vision Soul.
Welcome to the clubroom on the Globalexpress. Clubroom interlude.
All right, welcome to the club room on the Globalexpress, and today we are fortunate to have Thabo Baseki in Botswana. Yeah, shout out to you, man. How you doing? And just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it is a great pleasure for me to be here with you, Vision Soul, on Globalexpress. You know, it is one of those radio shows that I listen to. It is captivating, it is interesting, it is entertaining, and of course, it is informative and inspiring. So, I'm always happy to tune in and listen. And look at us today. I am part of the show, which is interesting. Just a little about myself. As you have already mentioned, I am Thabo Baseki. Of course, from Botswana. I am a founder of a company called Vision in Word Incorporated. And really, what we do is ensuring accessibility of information and content to primarily people with disabilities. For instance, we do audio processing or sound engineering, however you may refer to it. So we do podcast production, story production, we do news bulletins, we do commercial ads, radio ads, we do film sounds, we do online museum sounds, soundscapes, all those things. But also we do transcription services. That's taking your text content and transforming it into, or rather taking your audio content and transforming it into text, for someone who maybe cannot hear, and they can benefit from your audio when it's text. So that's what we do at Vision in Word. And we have other services like Braille literacy and assistive technology training. That's some of the things that we do. And we have public speaking sessions whereby I offer motivations to people. Could it be on personal growth? Could it be on career development? We do just that. And the nice thing is our services can be both in person and online. So we can assist anyone anywhere in the world.
Wow, that's truly, truly, truly powerful. I like all those services that are provided by Vision in Word. Right. Wow, so powerful. No, thank you so much for the role that you're playing in the, visually impaired community and, just in the world as a whole. So you're playing a really major role, and, your sound engineering services are absolutely outstanding. I can speak for it myself, as I also had some of the products that you do. So that's really beautiful. A lot of talent in there. So now, you are currently producing an audio story. Could you just tell us more about this audio story?
That's a good question. I love it. But first, if you'll allow me, let me explain the meaning behind the name Vision in Word. That's one frequent question that I get. Maybe first it is important to know that I am blind myself, and really this term Vision in Word means that I rely on my sense of hearing. Like my hearing acts as my sight. So I think that's how I can put it. Like I see by hearing. So that is the meaning behind Vision in Word. And talking about the story, now this story is about an interaction between a blind person and a sighted person. So we have a guy named Jay who is blind, and he's dating a girl named Sarah who is sighted. So these two are trying to navigate their life together in the face of stereotypes, misconceptions, myths, and all what people think they know about blind people. But is that really so? Come to think of it, Sarah has friends, Jessica and Pearl. So these friends are against her relationship with Jake because they feel like she's adding extra responsibility to her life. But as you listen to the story, as you listen to each episode that will come out, you'll get to realize that Sarah is learning something new about Jake. She's coming to appreciate the abilities that Jake has as a human being, and that makes her acknowledge Jake. That makes her fall for him even more. And we don't know if friends will end up being supportive to Sarah's decision of dating Jake, but the only way to know is if we listen to the story and see how things are unfolding, because honestly there's so much in store. There is really much in store. It could possibly be that Sarah might end up giving up, or friends might end up supporting her. So it is a call to action to everyone to keep their eyes, their ears open to this upcoming audio drama and see how things will unfold.
Wow, I am certainly curious about what's gonna happen as the story unfolds, because it certainly sounds interesting, and I'll be the biggest fan, definitely. This is something to watch out for. All right, wow. So then, can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself in regards to your background? For those who really wants to know you as a person, who is Thabo Baseki? We already know you are in Botswana, and also share with us, if you will, what inspired you to develop this company, Vision in Word, and also what inspired this particular audio story?
I am loving this interview. Where do I start? Okay, about me. Well, I'm a bachelor's degree holder in community development, and I've always been interested in, improving people's lives. I've always been interested in making a positive change in someone's life, whether at a personal level or at a community level. And I'm interested also in technology, particularly in sound. So I find myself spending quite a lot of time on the computer, trying to be creative in a way, playing with audio files, playing with different audio editing programs, and even accepting new challenges from people, collaborating with some people, because I embrace collective action. Like, that's just me. But one thing I've always loved so much since my early childhood is writing. I've always been interested in writing, and I've always put down my words on paper, like writing stories, writing inspirational messages, things like that. And it has come a long way to this day, now giving birth to the write-up of Blind Love, an audio drama of Sight and Heart. So I think because we are talking about writing, let me start with what inspired me to start this drama. Well, there are two things involved. First of all is the comments that I always get from people. Like, when I finished my schooling, when I graduated, I tried to look for work, and you could tell that the HR manager is not really confident in me that I can do the work. Sometimes they would say, well, we will call on you for an interview, but they never did that. The other times they would say, some of them would say, how are you going to be able to do my work if you're blind? So really their comment fueled me up, if I should use that term, to create this story. And of course, the other factor is questions that I get from people. People always ask me quite a lot of questions about blindness, about blind people, and I thought, what better way can I answer them than in a story? So this is how the story came about. And by the way, I also have a blog. I'm a blogger. It's called Blind Smart, and it captures life stories of people who are blind. It also discusses certain subjects about blindness, like what we are able to do, how to protect your sight, and things like that. So I am taking some of the information from that blog and incorporate it into the story, because some people don't like reading. They like maybe listening to something that's interactive, listening to a conversation. So I get some information from the blog and put it in the story. Jake will use that information to try and educate Sarah about his life as a blind person. So that's really the inspiration of how this story came about. And then, of course, the inspiration about Vision in Word, oh my goodness. This one also came a long way, because when I finished my school, I began studying ways of how I can effectively improve the lives of people who are blind, and as well make a change in the thinking of people who are sighted about blind people. And also it was influenced by the difficulty of finding work as a blind person. I thought, well, I have different skills. How can I put them to practice and maybe give a boost to the economy of the country, as well as my economy as a human being? So this is how Vision in Word came about, and I thought, well, how about I dive into accessibility as it is, or as it stands. But also I didn't want to just focus on accessibility only. I wanted also to focus on what services can I provide to a sighted person who may not even be interested in accessibility. So that's where the sound engineering part came into play, where, like I mentioned earlier on, I can prepare different sounds for different projects. Could it be your filming, could it be your podcast, your online course, your any other kind of media that involves sound. But then I thought, well, since I'm blind, how about if I dive into audio descriptions for videos so that fellow blind folks can benefit from videos? How about I provide braille literacy for someone who may have not had the chance of learning braille in school, or who may have lost sight when they are already grown up, when they are out of school, and the same applies for assistive technology training. And I also have a service that I call Accessibility Solutions, which is like an aid to people who are blind when it comes to maybe they want to buy a device and they want to know which one works best for them. So it's sort of like a consultancy, and it's aimed at assisting them on the specs of, if I want a computer, what kind of computer should I choose, based on my goals. So really the inspiration was about improving lives for people with disabilities, as well as encouraging inclusion for people with disabilities among people without disabilities.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. You're really doing such great work, and it's a pleasure to get to know you better. And and I must also point out you also produce the Gossip Gazette on the Globalexpress, and you really make us laugh every week. I really love the Gossip Gazette, Yeah, so anyone who've heard the Gossip Gazette yet, that's also produced by Thabo Baseki. So you now know the quality of product this guy does, and he really does a great work, great work. So thank you for the Gossip Gazette and making us laugh every week. It's really good. It's really good for us, good for health, good for everything. Laughter is always good, And then lastly, how would you inspire someone who's also trying to make a living for themselves? Maybe they want to go solo and do something as creative and productive as you are. And how would you inspire anyone who's really just trying to achieve their dream, their goal,
Wait, are you now putting my public speaking to the test? That's a great question. That is really a good one. And of course, I would say the first thing is what I always refer to as BC. Just these two letters, B and C. That is, be convinced. Be convinced. But about what? About your skills, about your potential, about your unique value, about your product, your service, your offer. So really, be convinced. Because when you are convinced about what you do, you're gonna want to make a plan. So how am I going to produce this? How am I going to serve people with this? Who will this be for? Who is my targeted client or audience? So really the thing is to be convinced, and then is to plan. So I always want to refer back to this expression that I once heard. They were saying, do not let your hands drop down. So this is like, do not give up, because at times it might take a while before your offer can materialize. Sometimes people may not really understand what you offer. So it's not the time to give up, it's the time to exercise patience. It's the time to try and refine how you explain your offer to people. It's the time to see how you can make your offer align with the person that you are trying to let them know about your product, your service, or even buy it. So you really need to exercise patience. So if you will really look at what I've just said so far, it's a process. The first step, BC, be convinced. The second step, plan. The third step, do not let your hands drop down or do not give up. The fourth step, exercise patience. So when you have these 4 steps, you will surely never give up on your project and you will succeed. I think, so that I don't spoil anything, that would be my message. And I would say, rest assured, someone needs your service out there. The fact that you've thought about it and you've seen a gap, that means someone wants your service, but they don't know where they can get it. Why are you still shelving it? Take it out. Let's explore it. We need that service, please. We need that product. We need your skill. So let us know about it, and you'll be amazed at how many of us wants to benefit from you. So I am really honored that you are enjoying the Gossip Gazette. I remember my English teacher used to say to us in class that a laughter is a good tonic, and it's really about imagination. It's just about imagining some things that are wild, imagining things that may not even happen maybe, and try to put them in a creative way, in a way that will make people happy. Because honestly speaking, we are dealing with a lot nowadays. Mental health is a serious subject of discussion. And why do we experience mental disturbance? It's because we are carrying a lot. We have stress. Some of us are even going through depression medication. So if we don't laugh, then we are heading for a disaster. So I'm glad that Globalexpress hosts the Gossip Gazette, because it's one of those things that is aimed at making us laugh. And hey, I wanna break a secret, if you will allow me, because there is a great feature that will come soon to the Gossip Gazette. I'm still making research about that. So that is, we know that when there is gossip, like there can be the gossip celebrity or something like that. So the Gossip Gazette is going to feature that as well. And I must let you know that the first episode that will be having that, we will still have the prankster Thabo still, but he'll be joined by a celebrity that has been selected. Like the upcoming episode, I won't reveal when it will be out. It will feature how now Thabo messed up with DJ Vision Soul's Globalexpress show. So that episode is definitely coming. And well, I am tempted to give more details about it, but I can't. And then once that has hit the airwaves, then we will know that now Thabo is messing up with a lot of celebrities and a lot of maybe influential people. So be on the watch. On one of the episodes, you will be surprised to hear that. So otherwise, it was nice. I've enjoyed this interview so much. It was my pleasure for me to be part of the Globalexpress today, and I'm hoping that one day I'll be back with something interesting also. And I would say, for everyone who would like to, maybe get in touch or learn more about me, they can simply go to www.visioninword.com. That's www.visioninword.com, or send me an email to Thabo, Thabo, @visioninword.com. That's Thabo, Thabo, @visioninword.com, or even on WhatsApp, +267 7294 4737. That's +267 7294 4737. Facebook, Vision in Word. That's my page. So either way, you can contact me through any of these platforms and I'll be able to respond. I'll be happy to connect with you, to chat with you, and let's have fun.
Sarah is dating a blind guy.
Yeah, I know. But what's wrong with that?
I'm sorry, Sarah. We just can't support this. We don't want to see you get hurt.
You know what? I better leave. One thing people often wonder is if you see anything at all. Like, is everything just black?
No, I don't see black. I don't see anything at all. A screen reader, as its name suggests, reads the text out loud to me.
Oh, so if I text you, it will say you have a message from Sarah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm used to it. I'm blind, so I don't always see people coming. Hey, babe.
Jake, can we talk?